Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to pull out the real gems of knowledge from the sources we read. And today, we're getting into an industry that, well, you usually think of as massive, right? Trucking. For years, it felt like the rule was simple. Bigger is better. More trucks, more routes, more control. But what if that's just not true anymore? What if being small, really small and fast is actually the way to win? We're exploring something people are starting to call the microfleet revolution. So forget those giant companies for a minute. We're talking about these really nimble groups, maybe 3, 4, 5 trucks tops. And they're using smart tech, clever planning, and basically running circles around the big guys. Our mission brings to unpack exactly how these tiny fleets are doing it, how they're thriving, and what you can learn from them.
It really is a modern David versus Goliath, isn't it?
Yeah.
But with a tech twist. Historically, yeah, the huge trucking companies had all the advantages. They got fuel cheaper, had their own dispatchers, huge networks, small guys. They often struggle to compete on that scale. But like you said, the rules are changing fast. And that's what we'll dig into, the key insights on how these microfleets are flipping the script.
Okay, that's a great way to put it. So let's get into that core idea then, this shift from just size to being smart and fast. What really opened the door for this?
Well, the fundamental change is how we think about efficiency, really. It's not just about volume anymore. The new focus is on speed of operation, how smart the planning is, and maybe most importantly, how well they use digital tools. That agility, not being weighed down by layers of management, lets them move so much faster. They can adapt, optimize, things a huge company just can't do as quickly. Small size becomes a weapon.
I see. So that agility isn't just a side benefit, it's the main event. But what are the specific advantages? Like day-to-day, what are these small fleets using? What's their secret sauce?
Right. They're definitely leveraging a few key things that honestly weren't really available to them just a few years back. Take cloud-based fleet management, for instance. Now, one person can potentially handle everything: dispatch, payments, compliance paperwork, even keeping track of maintenance, all from online software. That totally replaces the need for, big administrative teams. It's about doing more with less staff.
Okay, so that streamlines things massively. What else?
Then you've got freight matching platforms and load boards. Think of them like digital marketplaces for trucking jobs. Microfleets can log on and find really good loads directly from shippers. This cuts out the middlemen, the brokers, who used to take a pretty big slice of the pie. And that direct access, well, it changes everything, doesn't it? It gives them the same reach as the big players, but without their huge costs.
Right, democratizing access.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Exactly. And another huge one is AI-powered route planning. This isn't just your basic GPS. This software finds the genuinely best routes. It saves fuel, sure, but critically, it helps eliminate those empty miles on return trips, which are just profit killers. That goes straight to the bottom line. We're also seeing much more flexible financing options popping up, services designed for small trucking businesses, offering loans, managing expenses, even fuel discounts that really do level the playing field. And finally, digital compliance tools, apps that make following all the government rules much, much easier, less paperwork headache for small teams.
Okay, so it's really this combination of smarter management, direct access, and tools that cut down on waste and admin. It's not just strategy, it's the specific tech giving them that edge. Can you give us examples? What are these tools actually doing?
Oh, absolutely. So take those freight apps. They're not just listing jobs anymore. They're packed with data. Fleets use them to analyze which routes pay best, look at pricing trends, and really lock in the most profitable deals. Maximize every mile.
So using data like the big guys do, but scaled down?
Precisely. Then you have ELDs, electronic logging devices, and telematics. Telematics, if you're not familiar, basically uses tech to track everything. Truck locations, speed, fuel use, even how the driver is driving. This constant flow of data helps optimize fuel, obviously, but also helps predict maintenance needs. They can spot potential problems before a truck breaks down, which saves a ton of money in downtime.
Proactive maintenance. Okay, that's clever.
Yeah, very. Yeah. And then there are the smart fuel cards and financial apps. These give real-time visibility into spending, automate parts of tax reporting, manage cash flow. It's like having a mini finance department right on your phone. Unbelievable control for a small operator.
Wow.
And maybe the most sophisticated part, predictive analytics. Some software now helps microfleets actually anticipate when prices for certain loads or routes are going to go up. This lets them plan ahead, position their trucks strategically to grab those high-profit jobs. What's really fascinating is that these tools give tiny businesses insights that, used to require huge corporate data teams.
That's incredible. It sounds powerful in theory, but, You mentioned this isn't just theory. These are real strategies making a real difference. Let's hear some of those stories. That's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, the examples really bring it home. Take Maria's fleet, 5 trucks down in Texas. She used her apps, analyzed the data, and found this niche, temperature-controlled food transport, specific routes others were ignoring. Jumped in, met the demand, and built a really profitable business doing it.
Smart. Finding the gaps.
Exactly. Or there's Ben's story. He used the telematics, the tracking data to see where fuel was being wasted. But instead of just, blaming drivers, he used the data to coach them, showed them how to adjust their driving, that collaborative approach. It saved a significant amount on gas across his whole fleet.
That's a great example of using tech positively.
It is. And then you've got this husband and wife team, just 3 trucks. They're masters of using multiple apps at once. They can jump on the best-paying jobs almost instantly because they're so flexible. They often out-earn bigger, slower companies.
Wow, agility in action.
Totally. There's also Levi Road Logistics. They've really focused on keeping their drivers happy. They use real-time communication apps, keep everyone in the loop. It builds loyalty, keeps drivers around longer, which is huge in this industry. Better performance, too.
Driver retention is key, right?
Absolutely critical. And get this, another small fleet is using sensors on their trucks to predict mechanical failures before they happen. They fix things proactively, meaning less time broken down on the side of the road, more time earning money.
That's next level. Predictive maintenance in a small fleet.
And finally, Elm Freight. Only 3 trucks, but they're super smart with their money. They use specialized financing, get fuel discounts, keep their cash flow really strong. It lets them focus on growing strategically, not just scrambling to cover daily costs.
Okay, these stories really illustrate the point. So if we step back and look at all these successes, what are the core reasons? Why are these microfleets actually beating the giants at their own game?
Well, it really boils down to a few key things that challenge that old bigger is better idea. First, it's pure agility and innovation. They can try new things, change direction incredibly fast. Big companies just get bogged down in bureaucracy. Second, technology is a massive force multiplier. These tools let a tiny team achieve what used to require huge departments. They level the playing field in terms of capability. Third, those closer relationships with drivers matter. Better morale, better performance, lower turnover. That's a real competitive edge when good drivers are hard to find. And finally, it's about meticulous management. Because they're small, they watch every single dollar, every mile, every load. They optimize everything for profit in a way that often gets diluted in large organizations.
It really does flip the script. Being small, focused, and tech-savvy is the new advantage. So thinking ahead then, what's next? Where does this microfleet revolution go from here?
Well, the trend is definitely towards even more empowerment for these smaller players. We're probably going to see things like autonomous systems helping to book loads automatically. Takes even more admin work off their plate. Expect AI for route planning to get even smarter, factoring in real-time traffic, weather, demand shifts, you name it. Compliance tools will likely get simpler still. And I think we'll see more direct connections forming between these microfleets and the companies, the shippers, who actually need stuff moved, cutting out intermediaries even further. That these small companies just keep finding ways to break down old barriers and get access to better and better work.
It's clear the trucking world is changing dramatically.
Yeah.
And the winners, well, they aren't necessarily the biggest anymore. It's about being agile, innovative, and using technology smartly. That seems to be the winning formula now.
Absolutely. The microfleet revolution is happening right now as we speak. And, it makes you think, these principles. Leveraging tech, being nimble, executing with laser focus. It's not just trucking, is it? Think about how this could apply in almost any industry where smaller, smarter players are challenging the old guard. What opportunities might be out there if you start thinking small and smart? Something to ponder.